Each non-root switch has only one root port. A switch chooses its root port using incoming Hello Bridge Protocol Data Units, or BPDUs. The Hello BPDU lists the cost. When the switch receives a hello, the switch adds the cost to that switch's port cost for the hello receiving port. The port with the least calculated cost is identified as the root port. In case the costs are equal, the port with the lower port priority is the root port. If port priorities are the same, the port with the lower internal port number is identified as the root port. Now consider an example. In a switched network, all the switches and segments are working. STP is enabled in VLAN 1. S1 is identified as root. S2's FA0/1 interface uses cost settings of 20, and other interfaces have the default cost. In this case, how would you determine the root port on S4? Well, to determine the root port, 1. Identify all the possible paths that a non-root switch can use to send frames to the root switch. 2. Add the costs of all outgoing interfaces in each possible path. 3. The lowest cost is the cost to reach the root, and the outgoing interface is the RP, or root port, of that switch. 4. In case of equal costs, identify the port priority. If the port priorities are the same, use the lowest port number. The table displays the calculations done as per steps 1 and 2. The table lists the paths and the costs of these paths to reach the root. There are 5 possible paths listed in the physical path column. The interface costs with total cost are listed in the cost column. The table clearly indicates that S4 would decide on the FA0/1 interface as its root port. This is because the path of the least cost, that is 19, begins with this interface.